Okay, so Pixar has been getting a lot of hate in the last couple of years for their movies not being that good anymore, which is kinda ironic considering that Pixar used to be the standard for animated movies. Like, the Pixar movies were the best animated movies released every single year. Like, if a Pixar movie got released that year, it was the best animated movie that year, no matter what. But looking at the last couple of years, that just hasn't really been the case, and I feel like that it is mostly been due to the fact that Disney has been kind of throwing Pixar under the bus a little bit, mostly due to the fact that a few of the great movies that in my opinion were released during the COVID era didn't even go to the theaters. Like, Luca was goated movie, you know? But sadly it just didn't even got any light because it wasn't even in the cinemas, so most people didn't even see it. Or take a look at Turning Red, an amazing movie that literally grossed nothing. Now also another problem that has been going around, obviously mostly around Disney, but since Pixar is under Disney, it's also surrounding Pixar, and that is that the ridiculous budgets for these movies. For example, let's take a look at Elemental, a movie that, it looks like it grossed a solid amount of money, right? Well, not really. The movie had a budget of $200 million, which, if you look at it, yes, the number that it probably earned isn't that big now, but still good, right? Not really. Because the budget for a movie does not include any kind of promotions, and trust me, after promotions, the cost of a movie can change drastically. Promotions can usually bring up the cost of a movie to even 2 times the price of the movie originally. Meaning that Elemental actually didn't earn a lot at all. It barely made profit. Just imagine how much Lightyear lost. And I feel like that's kind of the case, is that people just feel like Pixar has fallen off. Their movies just don't seem to be on the same level they once were. And people are kinda mad. But there is one movie that could change it all. Inside Out 2. When this movie got announced, I thought like, oh well, it's probably gonna come out in like 4 or 5 years. Surely, they'll probably have announced it very early into development, right? Well, I was wrong. The movie, since we're 2 years later now, and we already have the movie. Now honestly, going into this movie, I wasn't really expecting much, Considering what I've seen from Pixar lately, I wasn't necessarily way too hyped, Like, yeah, the first Inside Out movie was good, but, Pixar back then they were putting out a lot more better movies than they have been putting out lately, so I was kinda skeptical coming into this movie, I was kinda scared that they were gonna ruin the brilliant story that was Inside Out, So I was kinda scared. But I gotta say that the movie plays out brilliantly. I was really scared about how they were gonna play out the fact that Riley is older now, and I gotta say, I think they played it out absolutely brilliantly. One thing I gotta say about the animation was that it just didn't look like the Inside Out characters. Like, Riley did not look like she belongs in Inside Out. She looks like she was a forgotten character from Turning Red or something. But getting around that, I really like the way how they switched between a real life and the control center, because there was also something I was kind of scared about. I was kind of thinking that they were gonna just use the control center and that was where we were gonna have most of the movie take place, but luckily it wasn't, and I like that, Another thing I have to really appreciate about this movie was the fact that the way we got introduced to some of the new emotions was absolutely brilliant. Like, I gotta say, I love anxiety. Like, anxiety came into this movie so well. I loved it. The super high energy, it was just brilliant.
Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, I am just such a huge fan of yours, and now here I am meeting you face to face. Okay, how can I help?
And overall, I don't really have much to complain about this movie. I really did like how everything played out. I was very scared at first, but I feel like when the movie was kind of getting to the end, I really just kind of figured out that it's a really good movie, you know? And I have to say that considering how Pixar have been doing lately, this movie hits. Like, this movie literally feels like it could save Pixar, you know? It feels like it could be the revival of Pixar, you know, because the movie is great and I absolutely loved it. And I don't really want to give out too many spoilers, so I'm not really gonna talk about it too much, but yeah, go watch it for yourself because it's really good. Now the real question is, can this movie actually save Pixar and Disney from the downfall they have been going through lately? And my answer to that is maybe. I feel like it depends how Disney takes it, you know. If they take it in the sense of like, wow, great, you know, now we have to continue on this good note, or if they take it, oh great, now we're gonna make more sequels to just earn more money and that's it. We're not gonna care about anything else, just money. I honestly think that they will hopefully choose the other option of we wanna continue on this high note from now on, because they still have Moana 2 coming out this year, and I think that movie can also do very well, because considering how well the first movie of Moana did, I think that this one will also gross over $1 billion, and I think this could be the revival year for Disney as a whole, you know? Because, I mean, yeah, I really hope they looked at Wish and they thought, yeah, this is going to be our lowest point, okay? From now on, we have to go back to the top. Because if they release more movies like Wish, I'm gonna be a bit terrified. You know, it does feel kind of sad that that was the movie to celebrate the 100 years of Disney, which, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of sad that that is the movie to celebrate it with, you know. But whatever. Another thing I really want to talk about is that Inside Out 2 is doing absolutely brilliant in the box office. Like, at the time of this recording, it's already almost at $1.4 billion gross. Like, it is the most successful movie Pixar has ever released, which is unbelievable. And yeah, I really hope that they continue on this high note, and I recommend you guys go and watch it. It's a brilliant movie, and that's probably going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. If you enjoyed, you can subscribe, like, whatever. I would really appreciate it, and thank you guys. Bye.